Welcome, wonderful people. Today, we've got 5 English expressions relating to forgetfulness. Right now. The older I get, the harder it is for me to remember things. Maybe this happens to you, but we need a way to communicate that in English. So we've got 5 expressions, and they are: my mind went blank. It doesn't ring a bell. It's on the tip of my tongue. I had a senior moment. And it went in one ear and out the other. Starting with number 1, my mind went blank. This is something that happens when you're in the middle of speaking and you forget what you were saying, like in public speaking. Have you ever given a speech, midway through the speech, you forgot your sentence? You forgot what you were talking about? For example, I have always felt strongly, and I will always continue to support environmental regulation. Thank you. Has something like that ever happened? Midway through speaking, you forget what you were saying, and you try to grasp at your words. Or, have you ever met someone in the past and then seen them at a grocery store or a public market or in some social situation, and you think to yourself, I know this person. Oh, but from where? Where do I know this person from? And your mind goes blank. And maybe you have to talk to this person. And they say, hey, Johnny, it's been a long time. And I say, hey, you, it has been a long time. But my mind goes blank. And I don't remember the situation I met this person or even the person's name. This is a classic example of my mind going blank. Or something that happens to me quite often. You ever walk into a room and forget why you walked into that room? This happens to me on almost a daily basis. I walk into a room for a reason, for a purpose, to get something. When I get into that room, I completely forget. Then I have to backtrack, walk back to where I had the thought, and then I remember. So these are all examples of my mind went blank. Next one. It doesn't ring a bell. This is something that happens when a person asks you about a situation or something in the past, and you don't quite remember. You say, it doesn't quite ring a bell, or it doesn't ring a bell. So for example, do you remember last weekend when we were volunteering at the community center? I left my phone on that desk. And I say, well, no, it doesn't ring a bell. I don't remember. It doesn't ring a bell to me. Or at work. Do you remember a few months ago that report you were writing? You remember what happened to that? I think it was report number 2018-45. And I say, that number does not ring a bell to me. I don't know. It doesn't ring a bell. When something doesn't ring a bell, it's usually when someone is asking you something. Do you remember this? It doesn't ring a bell. Do you remember that? Doesn't ring a bell. Next one. It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Do you ever get that? Where you know the answer to something, a question, a piece of trivia, but you can't quite spit it out. For example, that word in English that means irritated, but it's not irritated, it's I read it. Irascible. Irascible. I knew it. It was on the tip of my tongue. It was on the tip of my tongue. Or, who played the last Batman in the last series of those 3 Batman movies? It was, what's the actor's name? He's been in all kinds of stuff. Christian Bale. Christian Bale. It was on the tip of my tongue. I knew it. I knew it. I just couldn't spit it out immediately. That is what happens when something is on the tip of your tongue. You know it, right? You know it, but you can't quite say it. Number 4. I had a senior moment. I had a senior moment. This is something that a middle-aged person says when they forget something. For example, I had a senior moment when I thought that I would be 37 years old this year. Then I had to think about that. No, I'm going to be 38 years old this year. I forgot how old I was. Classic example, I had a senior moment. This is a classic example of someone having a senior moment. Has that ever happened to you? Have you forgotten how old you are for a moment? Or how about forgetting someone else's birthday? Someone important. Maybe your mother, your father, someone real important. Maybe your husband or your wife. And you say, oh, I had a senior moment, I apologize. But a senior moment is usually something a middle-aged person will say. I have a nephew who's 8 years old. It wouldn't make sense if he said he had a senior moment, because he's 8. And finally, in one ear and out the other. This has a little bit to do with not paying attention. And a classic example of this is driving directions. So if a person said to me, Johnny, I need you to drive down this street, turn left, go 2 more streets, turn right, past the shopping center, go through the light, it'll be your second left. And when I think to myself, okay, go here, go there, turn there, go through this, second left, and then I go to do that and I get lost, I can say, yeah, I couldn't follow the directions. It just went in one ear and out the other. I couldn't follow those directions. They went in one ear and out the other. So you tried to remember something, but it didn't work out. It just went in one and out the other. So to recap, we have, my mind went blank. It doesn't ring a bell. It's on the tip of my tongue. I had a senior moment, and it went in one ear and out the other. Now, I would love to know which one of these 5 relates to you the most. Tell me in the comments. And don't forget to download the notes for this video in the description. That way, you can have a reference anytime you need it. Also in the description, check out my free course, Effective English Habits, where I will help you build lasting, effective habits for your English practice. A link to that is in the description. I hope this video has helped you, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.